thank you so much for the invitation today to do one of the things I love doing most in this industry, which is, sharing the kind of knowledge and experience that's taken, close to 40 years to acquire. And this is really, in my world today, the industry of network marketing has helped me accomplish things I couldn't even actually dream about. I was able to, you know, provide for the educational needs for my son, and then have the time freedom to be with him while he was growing up. It allowed me to literally retire in 10 years. I was able in my retirement to, pursue lots of, other interests that I had, spend a lot of time on the beach, and I was able to spend several years raising my first grandson, which was, probably the greatest blessing in my life, or certainly one of them. And then got back in the industry. Found Interesting enough, and folks, you need to understand this. It's almost identical to where we are today with Social X. I found a very small company with an extraordinary product that changed people's lives. It changed my life, and I was able to create, many times the income I'd had prior to that in the industry, and then be able to go into retirement again to care for my elderly mother. She had advancing dementia. I was able to keep her in the home until she passed. See, we talk about money, but these are things that only money can have for you. It's not about the money. It's about the freedom and the choices you get to have when you have that financial, independence. And today I'm excited about where we're at right now, and bringing, the Moringa product to this, trifecta of nano encapsulated nutrients. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share three things with you, and then I'm going to show you how to launch. Okay. What I'm going to encourage you to do, grab your journal. Folks, if you're watching this or you're watching it on the replay, do yourself a favor and start like I did, almost 40 years ago. Start taking notes. 'Cause unless you've already been a multi-million-dollar earner, like, Pat Anderson and Collie Butler and Reed Nelson, you'll hear from soon. Unless you've already been there, you need to learn this and you need to acquire this information. So grab your journal. Now, this is my journal today. As you can see, I've, it's one of many. I've been doing this for a while. My first journals look like this, little spiral bound notebooks. I actually, several years ago, found in the garage a treasure trove of my old journals. And I didn't know, I was a cross country truck driver when I started this type of business. I knew that I didn't know anything about it. And so what I also knew was that I needed to learn how to do the things that I saw the top earners in that first company I was with doing. And so I started taking notes, and I didn't even know what to take notes on. So, I was writing down things like, what kind of suit did the guy wear? What color tie did he have? And, what did his shoes look like? Because as a truck driver, I didn't know any of that stuff. I was raised by a single mom. I didn't, have anybody that could teach me those kinds of things. Now, fast forward, I can afford these nice journals. They got the, leather bound, and, the little golden, pages, and the little ribbon like your Bible does. But start where you can, folks. Grab yourself something that's going to be permanent and start taking notes so that you can teach others what you experience on your journey. So today, what I want you to do, let's share three things with you. I'm going to share with you what we do. I'm going to share with you how we do it, and then I'm going to share with you the system. And then I'm going to close with how you can launch today. And really, this is really an important aspect of what we do. Our business has been designed to be the average person's best chance to achieve, unbelievable levels of financial freedom and time freedom. And so the only way it works is that it has to be something that can be duplicatable by the masses. It's important to not get too carried away with details and, techniques, because you're going to eliminate people. If you would have told me I had to be a social media expert or a sales and marketing expert or whatever, as a truck driver, you would have lost me. And I'm not being egotistical here, but who would want to lose me? I've made my uplines a ton of money over the years, right? And so what we want to present is something that is, fun, simple, magical. It's a lot of fun. It's a simple thing to do, and it works like magic. And you should write this in your notes. Looks simple, looks like I can do it. No, sorry. Looks simple, looks like it'll work, and I think I can do it. Because if you can impart the information on what we do, how we do it, our system, and how to launch, if you can do that in a formula where the person you're speaking to goes through that mental process, this looks simple enough, looks like it'll work, and I think I can do it. Then you've got the magic, because if they think they can do it, then they'll try to do it. And here's the key. If they keep trying to do it, they will succeed. I shared this with my neighbor recently. I don't know of anybody who's failed in this industry other than those that quit. Because if you stick around long enough, you're going to find a great company with a great product and great timing, and you'll know what to do. And that's where you are right now, folks. So let's start with, what do we do? 3 things I want you to put in your notes. Start with what we do. 3 things. Number 1, we share our products. That's what we do. Now, note I'm not saying we sell our products, because we don't need professional salespeople. We need average people. And nobody likes to be sold, but everybody wants to buy something they like. And so we share our products. We share our products with people we know. We share our products with people we come in contact with. We share our products with people that we're referred to. Number 2, we share our income opportunity, because that is how we create these large distribution organizations. If you had, a team of people that sold 1 customer a week, well, that's not a lot of sales. But what if you had 1,000 people getting 1 new customer a week? That's the basis of our type of income opportunity. So we share our products, we share our income opportunity. Number 3, we teach others to do the same. It's as simple as that. Now, here's a little insider clue or a little tip, right? If you're building your business and your objective is to create, an ongoing revenue stream, and it doesn't have to be millions. For most people out there, I'm going to tell you right now, an extra, $500 a week, $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, that could change people's lives. Who do you know could use an extra $20,000 or $30,000 a year raise from a part-time home-based business that they do in the time that they choose, not when the boss tells you can have time off, right? If you understand the value of that extra couple of $100s a week, then you'll understand why this simplicity becomes an incredibly attractive component to our opportunity. And if you're doing anything other than those 3 things, sharing the product, sharing the opportunity, and teaching others to do the same, then you're off track. Okay, so if you think you're building your business because you spent 10 hours designing your business cards, or strategizing your your social networking strategies or whatever, I ask, who did you talk to about the product today? Who did you talk to about the opportunity today? And who did you teach to do the same thing? So that's what we do. Number 2, how do we do it? Here's what we do. Number 1, we use the products. And the reason it's number 1 is because it's the most critical thing. Our business is designed for people that aren't salespeople. Okay, that's the key. People, write this in your notes. People speak with emotions, not with words. People speak with emotions, not with words. That's what your prospect hears. So if you're using the product, then you experience the benefits of the product and you have your own product story. And when you use these products, folks, you're going to get excited about the products. One of my favorite products right here is the Exhilarate. Yes, this is my second one. Okay, so, we may have to edit out some things because then, what goes in the out my mouth doesn't always bypass the filter. But seriously, the products themselves have been incredible. They have affected me. And when I talk to people about the products, they hear that. They can tell the sincerity and the authenticity of how I feel about the products. So, number one, use the products. Be a product of the products. I always get a question, well, which products should I use? As many as you can. Okay? I'm using all the products right now. I mean, the UPS guy, he keeps coming to the door and dropping off more stuff because I want to try the chocolate shake. Now I just got my vanilla shake in. That stuff is great stuff, right? And I got the Shape and Burn capsule. That thing's awesome. I mean, that's right up there with Exhilarate. Thank you very much. So be a product of the product. Maybe another way to phrase that is, what products should you use? Only use the ones you want to sell. Okay? Because those are the only ones you're going to sell, are the ones that you personally can speak about. Number two, talk to people. All right? You're going to have to talk to people about this. Nobody's going to run up to you in the supermarket and go, say, do you have a great product that I need and I want? Can you tell me about it? Nobody's doing that. Nobody's running up to your front door, banging on the door. Say, have you got great products that I need and I want? Will you tell me about them? You got to go talk to people. Okay? But don't be a salesman. Listen for a need. When somebody says something like, dang, I just can't do this. I mean, I keep gaining weight and I'm exercising and I'm watching my diet and I gained another 2 pounds last week. Well, I got something you might want to hear about. I've been using this product. I lost 4 pounds last week. Whatever your story is, I'm so tired. I got to get another cup of coffee. I got to get, another Red Bull. I'm running out of money because of my Red Bull budget. Talk to them about Exhilarate. Talk to them about it. You might want to try this. Actually, I keep these around so I can sample them to people. They're in my car, in my pockets. I found one in one of my sweatshirts just before I went in the washing machine. Thank goodness. I wonder what the washing machine would have done to Exhilarate. So how we do this, we use the products, we talk to people. Number three, and this is critical, we share the stories, our own story on the products, our own, and the stories of others. Because you may not need to lose weight. You may not have a Shape and Burn, testimonial. I talk about the owner of the company, Stu. He was telling me he's lost over 50 pounds on our products, right? If I lose 50 pounds on the products, I'm going to disappear. But that's not my story. That's Stu's story. So what we do or how we do it, we use the products, we talk to people, and we share the stories, our story and the stories of others. Now, let's talk about the system, folks, because when it comes down to how to share and how to get your potential customer or your potential distributor to have a genuine interest in trying the products or getting involved in the business, there is a system in place. And it's really important to understand this 3-step system because I'll just be real upfront with you. You follow the system, it will work. If you don't follow the system, you're just going to have to get real lucky. Okay? That's just the way it is. So here's our system. 3 things, and then I'm going to elaborate on each one. Number 1 is the invitation. Inviting somebody to take a look at your products or opportunity. Number 2 is the presentation. The information that you're offering to the person that you invited to look. Number 3 is validation. Validation, or if you will, proving, validating what the presentation was, what you've been saying. Okay, now this three-step system: invitation, presentation, validation. You need to understand what part of the system you are responsible for. You are only responsible for number one, the invitation. And it might be something like, well, Mary, would you be interested in taking a look at some of the products we have that'll help you with what you were talking about, whatever your need is. Always address the need, because that's what people will be listening for. Or it could be the invitation to, well, Sam, would you be interested in hearing a way to create that extra income that you need? You guys want to buy a house, you're saving for a down payment. I've got something that might be able to help you. Would you be interested in looking? That's your job. Your job is to invite people to look. That's your only job. Okay, be careful of this one, because when you invite somebody to get some information, they're presuming you're going to give them information, right? That's pretty logical. The second step is the presentation. Be real clear on this. You do not do the presentation. That's not your job. Your job is the tools that the company's made available. Two tools I like. There's a great 5-minute product video. I call it the best product video. That's how I've got it in my little phone's note place, where I can shoot out the link just like that. I like, for the business end of the business, I like the 3-step company tour. It's another 5-minute video, right? It's great. And I keep it real simple. Are there other videos you can use to present the products? Are there other videos? There's lots and lots of videos, okay? I keep it simple. I pick 2 that I like, one for the products, one for the business, and that's what I use. And my suggestion, people say, well, what videos should I use? Whichever ones you really like, because you're affected by them, and you'll communicate that through your feelings, through your emotions, when you're offering to send that to your prospect. So you do the invitation, let the tools do the presentation, and then third step, absolutely critical: let somebody else do the validation. Sure, you have your story. Maybe you've already hit, my son. I was so excited. He hit manager 7, actually, like 24 hours before I did. Okay. And in addition to his income from his, first order bonuses and the commissions, he got another $200, bonus check for hitting level 7 or manager 7. Right. And so, you may have stories, you may have stories on your own products and that sort of thing. The fact of the matter is, you got to have somebody else validating the opportunity. Any of you who have kids, especially teenagers, you understand this. You can tell your teenage. I remember telling my son one time we went surfing how important it was. His first time on a surfboard, got to put this surf wax on there, the wax, right? And keep from falling off. And it was kind of like, yeah. Until he talked to Surfer Joe, a couple of cars down in the parking lot. And he comes running back, he goes, wow, you know what I need to do? I need to get some surf wax because it'll keep me from falling off the surfboard. I'm going, wow, that's a smart idea, son. It's what I had just said. But somebody else told him, Surfer Joe, that it was the right thing to do, and therefore it became a fact. So let me do this again real quick. Number 1, you do the invitation. Let the tools do the presentation. And here's another insider, pro tip. The more time you spend talking about the products or opportunity after you say, would you like to get some information? You spend whatever amount of time you spend talking about it before you send off the videos. That increases the chance you'll never get a sale or a new associate. Okay. You need to hush up, follow the system. And then when the time comes to do your follow-up, have somebody else there to validate it. Now, my situation, honestly, in the industry, my income has become, so extraordinary, it's unbelievable. I mean, sometimes I can't believe it, right? I have to pinch myself that I live the life that I live. I have to use third-party validation too, because my success, for many people, it's unbelievable that they could achieve that success. And so I use some of the other team members that are just getting started. Guess whose story I'm using? My son's. I get him to validate, because you need somebody beside yourself. Love is simple. What has? Oh, well, thank you, Kay. I just saw a little pop-up message, Kay, saying nice things about what I'm talking about. Well, good. I'm glad you're all still here. All right. So follow the system, invitation, presentation, validation, and get yourself connected to people that can do that validation with you. I mean, and this is the right time to do it. We're such a young company. I'm going to tell you, 5 years from now, you may not be able to get Pat Anderson to jump on a call with 30-second notice, or Reed Nelson or Colley or myself. But you can right now, because we're just starting. We're just getting going. All right, the last thing I want to do, and then I'll wrap up here. Launching your business. Folks, this is critical to your success. Before you get going, you're setting up the launch of your business. I want you to write this in your notes. Start with the end in mind. I want you to set some goals. I'm going to want you to make a list. I'm going to want you to make some commitments about how long are you going to do this. But start with the end in mind. Don't be that person that says, you're faced with life-changing products that nobody else has and nobody else is ever going to have, and a company that's at the beginning of something that's going to be, a story in the network marketing profession. Don't be that person that says, well, if I can make, 100 or 200 bucks, I'll try it for a little while. Don't be that guy. Don't be that gal. Dream. When I started in this industry, because of my desire to take care of my son, I didn't start with let's see how it goes. Maybe if I can make a few bucks. I started with, I need to make a six-figure income. This was 1984, when six-figure incomes made people rich. Okay. Now in California, if you got a six-figure income, you still might be living at home, right? With your parents or with your children. Anyway, start with the end in the mind. Dream big. What if this could be your ticket to the life that you desire? And I'm going to tell you deserve, if you're willing to work for it. Okay. I want you to set some goals. I want you to dream big. Number two, I want you to make a commitment to yourself, your family, your children, your loved ones, the people that are going to depend on you years down the road. Make a commitment to be here a year from now. Folks, this is not get rich quick overnight. If somebody tells you get rich overnight with doing this thing and you don't have to do anything, run away. Turn around, run away from them, because they're lying to you. Network marketing is not a get rich quick deal. It is a business that you will get paid handsomely for what you do, but it takes time. It's going to take some time. You're not going to make money overnight. You can start making money right away with this comp plan, you need to look at this thing as magic. Compensation plan, this thing is going to be monster, but it takes time. So make a commitment to work consistently over the next 12 months. And then 12 months from now, decide how far you want to go. Because if you do that, I guarantee you it'll be the greatest thing you've ever seen. Number three, make a list. Okay, now, make it a list. There's some things that you can do that'll help you, and we can talk about that at another time. Here's some simple things. Start with a list of people. Who do you know would buy this product just to help you out? Okay, when when I was a little kid and I wanted to sell packets of seeds or whatever till I can get a bicycle, I always went to my favorite aunt. Okay, she always bought everything from me. Okay, I could count on her for a sale. Who do you know? I call that the sympathy sale, right? Would you help me, please? Who do you know that would buy it just to help you? Who do you know would join your business just to be able to do it with you? right? How about somebody that wants to just, whatever you're doing, I want to do it with you. Let's go have some fun. Look for people that you want on your team. Think of all the people that you know. And if they would be interested in this, they would build a huge business. Okay. That look for people with large circles of influence. These are people that, they're active in the church, in the community, the softball league, the parent teacher, association, PTA. Look for people that have large circles of influence and good credibility within those circles. Because this is what I do know. There are universal needs that everybody has. Everybody needs or wants more money. Okay, there are people who need more money and there are people who want more money. I've never met anybody who would say, no, I wouldn't like an extra $1,000, 10,000, 100,000, whatever, right? Universal needs, more money, more free time. The people that you know that are making the most money, money isn't so much an issue to them. It's the ability to have free time in their life. More money, more time, or more fun. I know a lot of people that have well-paying businesses or jobs that provides a lifestyle that they desire, but it's not fun anymore. There's no more excitement in it. They don't get excited about waking up in the morning and go to work. Find somebody who's excited about waking up in the morning and going to work. They might not be a good prospect, but I think that's going to leave you a lot of potential people. Last thing I'm going to tell you, trust the system. Trust the system. Will everybody you invite to hear about our products or opportunity, will they join? No, not everybody's going to join. But if you do enough, you'll get some. If you do a little bit more, you'll get more. And folks, if you follow this system and do the things that we're talking about long enough, you do enough of it, you do long enough with consistency, it just could change your life.
Welcome. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for putting up with me. This is great. There's one thing that has to happen for success in network marketing, and that is consistency. Okay, Fred talked about that in that last little bit, consistency. And so people, when they get network marketing, a lot of people get in for the product. Yep, absolutely. That's awesome. And we have certainly had the best products I've ever seen. And so this is amazing, but they also get in to make some money, a little bit, a lot, whatever it might be, supplemental. Maybe you want a new, new lifestyle, whatever. It's all good. But let's talk about the power of duplication, because that's what network marketing is all about. Now, we've always built this business on anything from 90 to 180 day runs, because you can do anything for 90 to 180 days, anything. Can you keep up that kind of pace forever? Probably not. But for 6 months, yes, you can. So what would your team look like if everybody sponsored just one person a week? Just one, okay? So first week, what's it look like, Holly? Pop that up there. It's like you got you plus one, right? That's two. There, first week you sponsor one. Second week, you both sponsor one. Now you'd have four, okay? Now it'd be awesome, would it not? Third week, 4 people sponsor one, now you got 8. Fourth week, 8 people sponsor one, you got 16. You can see the math. By the time you've done a 90-day run, you've got 12 weeks in, 2,048 people all sponsor one. It's 4,096 people. Now listen, we know it's not going to happen that graphically. Somebody's going to go crazy. Some people will do nothing and everything in the middle. That's not, this is just a graphic illustration of what could happen if everybody sponsored one. Okay, so let's take that example. What if somebody just did the minimum $45 and 4,096 people did that? That's $184,000 in volume on an average of say 7% of bonus money. That's $12,000, almost $13,000. You kidding me? That's amazing. Now, if you did the $100, right, the next step up there, $100, you'd have $409,000 at 7%. Say that's $28,000. $28,000. How about we take it one more step further, do $135. You got 3 products on SmartShip, $552,000 at 7% is $38,000 in 90 days. In 90 days. Now, like I said, it's very graphic. We know very few people would actually do that. But what if you did? What if you only did a third of that? Would that be okay? You know? And by the way, the one-time bonuses through all that structure would be an additional $89,000. So if you were to really duplicate that and actually do it, 38,000 plus 190,000, almost there. That's 130,000, 120, $30,000, whatever it is. It's awesome. The power of duplication. That's what network marketing is all about. My old buddy J. Paul Getty, who wrote the book How to Be Rich, which, by the way, wasn't really about making money. It's really about the power of leverage. Power of leverage. And he said this, one great quote. He said, I would much rather have 1% of 100 people's effort than 100% of my own effort. Okay, that's duplication. A lot of people do a little bit. Okay, and so keep this in mind. Make a goal. You might be the only business builder in your business right now. Make the goal to sponsor one person today. After you saw what you just seen, this call needs to be done so I can go to work. Okay, this is good stuff. Okay, so let's sponsor one person at least one person before this week ends on Tuesday night. At least one. Okay, minimum. Okay, and then get that person together, and who are they going to talk to? Sponsor one more for yourself and one for them. Now it's 4. Start, begin. It's going to be perfect, probably not, but start, begin. It's hugely important. So Polly said something that in the beginning there, and in the slide that said, I've ended all my talks forever and ever with the statement that why we got involved in network marketing, because it still happens. 53 years later, it's the same. Number one, I wanted to make money. Okay, we were broke and desperate and all types of things way back when, and that's another story altogether. But guess what? You know what? We changed all that, and so with a decision, right? So the first one was make money. If you're going to be in a business, you may as well make it a profitable one, right? Of course, make it profitable. Okay. Number 2, have fun. The world is not having fun. I guarantee you. We want to have fun. If you're having fun with life, you attract people. They want what? Why are you that way? How can you have fun with all this stuff going on? Number 1, I ignore all that crap. And so it's one of the things that I can't control the world. I can only control me. And I want to have fun. So make money, have fun. And lastly, and most importantly, is help people. We want to help people physically. And boy, can we do that. And number 2, financially. And everybody needs that too. So make money, have fun, help people. And remember, most important thing, the magic to this business, in closing here, is sincerity and enthusiasm. If you're sincere about what you're doing and you're excited about what you're doing, you will attract people. You will attract people, and you can win, and you will win. Get on track, sponsor 1 and sponsor 2, and just keep going. Okay, that's it for me. Carly, thanks. Thanks everybody for having me.